What is up, everybody? Hello, and welcome back to the lounge. Glad to be here with you guys. Hope everybody's doing good tonight. Um, a little late, I know. I came on a little late. Um, but I've been reading a lot of reports and, well, not counting school tonight and all that stuff. But that's what brought me to the topic that I got in the title. So that's why that the title is what it is. Here we go. I'm just getting the chat pulled up. Sorry, guys. Oh, goofy survey. Okay. Okay, so I got the chat pulled up. What is up, you guys? Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I do believe so. If well, I guess I could have made sure, but I'm sure you guys can hear me okay. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there we go. Well, and I think you'll still find and yeah, you're with you being in Australia, luckily you at least you don't have to deal with that. But actually I do have a question for you though, Jag Girl. Um to me it might, well, I don't know if everybody thinks it's going to be an interesting question, but like what does your country, like what, because obviously they see this stuff going on, so like I don't know, to me with this whole deal going on in our country, to me it's kind of it's almost embarrassing, that here we are, we're one of the, a very powerful country, but yet we're having this kind of problem. Like, you know what I mean? So does your country talk about anything to do with it? Like, are they just boggled by the way that the United States is having this problem? Do you ever see anything? I'm just curious. Like, and this isn't like, foul, you're out because your country said this or that. Like, I don't mean it that way, but I'm just curious because I've told people we're better than this. Like, we should not be arguing the way we are, like inside of, like these are all people that should be working together, not working against each other. I don't know. um okay, so yeah, I didn't know if you'd seen it on the news there. So basically, Donald Trump wants to build his wall, and he's already started building this wall. um and then again, let me make sure other people understand that I'm not against anybody here. I'm not like calling Democrats bad. I'm not calling Donald Trump bad. I'm just getting opinion here, so that people understand that. But basically, Donald Trump's building this wall, but he's needing the funding. And basically, the Democrats are saying, no, we're not going to approve you to get the rest of the funding to build this wall. So what's happened is there's been a government shutdown, um, which means that anybody that receives certain type of benefits, even those that work in certain departments of the government, they're pretty much out of a job. There's families that receive food assistance that basically they got their last amount this month. So for like uh if in March the government's still shut down, these families will not get that food assistance, stuff like that. And I'm not like, it's not all about the food, but I just worry, it just worries me about families that can't financially afford to uh, pay for their own food and stuff like that. Single families, mother with kids that is doing it all by herself and can't afford to feed her kids or whatever, so she needs to go through the government to get assistance to get food. Does that kind of sum it up for you? I mean, I get it. It's the way it is, and I get that. But I think it's awful that these families that don't have much as it is are going to suffer if the government stays shut down too long. It's like, man, what are these kids going to do? Oh, no kidding! Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. I should read up on that. That's interesting. I think that, to me, it's an embarrassment when you have such a powerful person and then you got a group of people right beside that powerful person that need to be working together instead of against each other. I just think that it's embarrassing that these these group of people can't work together without having this huge argument and then pretty much saying, well, because you won't do this, I'm going to do that. It's like, I just don't agree that those that have nothing to do with it are going to start paying the price for this, not financially, as far as money to the wall, but they're paying the price because they're going to, uh, lose their benefits, kind of like what you're talking about with your country. Um, to me, though, it's still an embarrassment. So I just wondered what, I was hoping to get uh, some people in here that could share their view on it, like what they think about it. Um, yeah, yeah, and I definitely won't sit here and disagree with you on that, Jag girl, for sure. It's it's horrible, and it's unfortunate because if you look at it, like you said something interesting here. Anybody that has great power like that, do we not see it happen with anyone that has that kind of power? They will do and use their power for the leverage. And people say, oh, it's just great leadership. I don't think that it's great leadership when it's done in such a manner to where it's hurting people that you're supposed to be looking out for. You know, like you said, your country stopped giving health benefits or whatever to those that wasn't vaccinated. So I just, it's sad, really, to me. I think it's ridiculous. But what do you do? Um, you know, why don't they, when, this is what I think. when there's a big decision that's being made in a country, I think that that should be on the vote too. You know, uh, because let's face the reality. It doesn't matter if we get. Now I'm just making an example here, but it wouldn't matter if we had 10 million people come in this chat tonight and all disagree with what he's doing. It wouldn't make a difference. You know, we can all disagree or we can all agree. It doesn't make a difference because technically we have no say. We have no say what happens with that. I think that certain decisions, big decisions, should be up to more than just a group of one department and another. That's just my opinion, but it just seems like the better way to run it, if you ask me. Hey, Carrie, how are you tonight? Um, I don't know. It's I think they're always ready for just like Donald Trump here. Um, when people was against it, look what he did. He said, "Okay, you don't want to give me that other 5 billion. This is what I'm going to do. We're just going to shut down." And then, of course, that takes money from them, the ones that don't agree with him. And don't get me wrong. I think that uh, Donald Trump has done good things. He's definitely created jobs and stuff, and I give him that. Um, and we won't, go deep into that part because like I said, I'm not here to judge anybody if they, have different opinions. That's why I did it. But I don't know. It's unfortunate the way it's got to be, and it's an embarrassment. But like you said, they always have the bigger plan. Always, the ones that are in power always have the bigger plan to uh, rebound it. You know. So what do you do? What do you do? Uh, I think that all I can say is, yeah, Carrie, yeah. Um, all I can say is for those, and I don't know how if anybody that listens here in the United States gets food assistance, but if you do, you already know that your last your February's amounts or whatever have been given to you. That means if it's not cleared up by March, you're going to need to have a backup plan, people. And I hope that it doesn't turn into violence. But I feel like when families begin to starve and they don't have food, there will be more crime. It's there's I mean, there will be. Not that that's the right thing to do, but it's the logical thing that's going to happen. It's very logical that's going to happen. More crimes will pop out in the United States. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know my politics at all here. But I think it's just going to ask for more crime. I just don't see how it wouldn't. Does anybody disagree with that? I mean, I understand, and don't get me wrong, guys, because I believe there are people out there that are getting benefits that don't need it. But I also think that there are families out there that do need it. There are families, and I'm talking about single parents, those that are disabled to where they can't work and they only get just a little bit a month or something like that. Now the ones that are fully capable and all that, that's different, but it's unfortunate because some are going to suffer that don't deserve to be put through this. But like I said, it's gonna raise up the crime. I really believe that. I think the crime rate's going to go up if something's not resolved at some point. Our president wants to keep. Yeah, and you might be right, Carrie. You might very well be right because if people lose control, they're going to start griping. This is going to start happening. That's going to start happening. Eventually, they're going to get what they want. Now, I'm not saying that the wall is a horrible idea. I'm not saying that it's the best idea, but one way or another, he's going to get it. Um, I think that as good as a businessman that he apparently is, from what social media says and other people, could he not come up with another way though to raise that money, or is it because uh I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, should have he maybe found a different way to raise the money, or do you think? Well, I guess the easiest way to ask it is who thinks that the way it's being done is the right way to do it. Anybody think that by chance? Our prisons are already overfilled as it is, Carrie. So that's that's something actually we was talking about in class actually. Um, but yeah, yeah, you're right. You're right about Joe. You're right about that too. I mean, the people get sensitive about really really small things as well, and that causes crime too. I definitely see your point there as well. I just wonder where. I'm just really curious to see what's going to happen here. It's going to be, I've watched a few videos, some reporters interviewing some families, and uh, you know, some of them were really calm about it. Then you got a couple others that was really, uh, furious about it. So, I mean, what they need to realize though is getting mad or being furious or disagreeing, it doesn't change nothing. We can all disagree. Every one of us could disagree with how it's being done. It's not going to change a damn thing. So I just again I feel bad for those that do need it that are going to have to go without if it's still shut down by the time March gets here. It's just going to be sucky for for those people, unfortunately. Man, I thought that I actually thought when Donald Trump got elected in, I thought that the wall was part of the plan and that there was a high enough amount of people that were for it that wasn't going to be a problem. I mean, he made it sound so simple to get done. Yeah, Jag. Yeah. I think that here's what I think it's going to come down to. It's going to come down to being good neighborly people, helping each other in a hard, at a hard time. It's like when our country went through some really bad, things in the past, everybody would come together and help each other. And, you know, um, it's no different here. We're going through something that's going to be rough, and it's going to be up to neighbors to help each other. I really like that you said that, because that's such a true statement. It really is. I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see, and hopefully neighbors do exactly that. Hopefully people will, pitch in and say, hey, you know what, this it's a rough time right now, but we're going to get through this, and we're going to help you. I mean, after all, we are the United States of America. That I mean that uh, when going through a crisis situation, uh, being an American should also stand for helping each other. I think that's uh, part of who we are, right? Is being strong and getting through whatever battles come at us. So I guess here soon the truth will be told, and we'll see what comes out of it. It's going to be it's going to be rough, and if anybody uh you know goes through these rough moments, the best thing to do is not lose it. Don't flip out. Don't stress out. Just take it one step at a time, and that's the best advice that I could give. And work together. Um, I guess when it comes to families that I know are out there that are getting help, it's when I think about those single families, the ones that are the broken families, and the ones that are left to do it all. I have a very soft heart for babies and little kids, and not that I don't care about adults, because I do, but I'm just saying, like, when it comes to the kids, that's what worries me the most, because they got to see all this, they got to witness all this, they got to witness all the chaos that could come from it, and that's just as bad as going without food, really, to me. Yeah, I mean, let's think about it here for a minute. Let's think about a wall in general. If you was a leader of a country, wouldn't you want to, if there was a lot of things going on, and all these crazy things being snuck in, and yada yada yada, wouldn't you think about doing that? I mean, there's look at the one country that has a wall. Look how secure they are, right? So, I mean, I don't think the wall's a horrible idea. But I do think that if we're going to have a wall, let's do it. Let's do it because we can afford it, And if we can't afford it, let's do what we got to do to be able to afford it. And let's get it done and, not fight about it because someone don't like that idea. But I don't know. It's going to be one hell of a ride. All I can say is put your seatbelts on and hold on, people, because it's gonna be an interesting trip. That is for sure. Now I just grabbed a big red. I think Carrie might have drank it though. No, maybe Jag Girl. Did you drink? Did you drink my big red? Just kidding. So what do you guys think about the new audio I got going here? Do you guys like this new sound that I got going? I didn't look at comments on the other podcast that I uploaded to the channel about people giving me their feedback, but you guys like it? Because I like it. I've listened to some of my, well, I always review my recordings, but right now I sort of can't listen to myself. But what do you guys think? Do you like it? Oh, I just love Big Red. It's so good. Good. Let's check it out. All right. Shauna, how are you? There's another person. I always love your opinions. Shauna, I know you missed the beginning of it, so let me tell you what I think about this whole situation in very short, a very brief description. I think one, it's embarrassing that we have such powerful people fighting over a disagreement to have the wall. That's the first thing. Number two, where my heart gets soft is when I think about the children that are going to pay for this because they're not going to have, they're going to risk not having food to eat, stuff like that. So I told them that to me it's embarrassing as a country to show that we have such ridiculous stability right now because of two different sides arguing. What is your opinion, Shauna? If you don't want to share, because some people just don't like talking about politics, and this is really, I mean, it's politics, but it's more based on families instead of the man himself or whatever. So, what is your take on this, Shauna? I think we all know somebody somewhere down the line that probably gets food assistance and stuff to take care of their families. So, um, not everybody is fortunate enough to not need it. All right, checking chat. Let's see. I agree, Nova. I that's what I said. It's why it's just embarrassing. And obviously we're sitting here talking about it, but at the end of the day, we could have millions of people in here, and our opinions is that's all it is an opinion. It doesn't change anything. So could you hear people saying, "Oh, well, I'll go do this and I'll do that if that happens"? Why? It don't change it. Um, Carrie, the podcast is just audio. It's like video. It's kind of like what you're listening to right now, even though um it's just audio, and then the audio is relayed over to YouTube after it's published or whatever. So I record it, I upload it to my podcast, which is Spreaker, and then I publish it and it goes through YouTube. Now this is live, obviously. Um, But right now it's just audio because I don't have a camera turned on, which I don't have a camera activated anyways. But yeah. Yeah, and it's funny because I think it was Girl that said it. It's like blackmail. It's uh blackmail being done the legal way is kind of like what it is because the president has the power to say, "Hey, you don't give me the funds I need, and I'll just shut you down until you give me what I want." And that just leaves me with wondering, well, if that's the fact and you can do that, then what do you need? What do you need them for then? If you can just override their opinions and stuff like that, then why do we even have that department? Why do we even have two different sides? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. The If it was a uh, Democratic president, they could do the same, or if it's Republican, they do the same. So what is it? Why have either side? Why not just be a neutral damn country or something if we're going to do pull them little cards? You know what I mean? I'm not saying like I'm not dogging nobody here. I'm just saying um, as an example, what does it even matter then? Um, Nova, what do you think about you know? I just feel like there could have been a better way to go about getting the funding. I mean, Donald Trump is a smart man. He is a smart guy. He could have came up with some probably easy stuff in his mind to raise the funds to get the job done. I mean, he's got enough supporters. Put something together, have some events across the United States to raise the money, and bam, there you go. That's what events are for. That's what fundraisers are for. That's what drive. What the hell? Yeah, I agree. I agree, Chevy. Sorry, guys, just looking through the chat here real quick. Yeah, yep. I definitely agree with you on that for sure. You got it right on the head there, Chevy. Yeah, you're right about that too. Someone said, um, they's like, well, Trump promised this and he promised that, and then he got in, and now we don't see that happening. Um, let's think about it though. I think every president is going to have a flaw somewhere where we're going to be like, man, you shouldn't have done that. But I think this really puts icing to the cake with this whole wall scenario. I think it's, I don't know, it's ridiculous the way it's being done. Um, I don't think the wall will solve all the problems that Trump says it's going to solve. Security wise, yeah, probably it's going to make a big difference on that. But if anybody thinks that the wall is going to stop the drugs coming in, they're out of their mind. the drugs come in right under our noses, and we don't even know it. And when we do know it, we get paid off to keep our mouths shut. So how's that going to change it? Even government officials get paid off. Be quiet, and we'll give you a piece of the pie. Yep, exactly, Jack. That's a good point too, Chevy. This man's got a lot of money, a lot of money, and that's why I say it wouldn't take much for him to raise money. He he could raise money. Just Trump, just do some more write-offs, man. You got this. Shit. Oh, yeah, I think so. I think that the drugs are going to come into America one way or another. They come in on, they come in from the sky, they come in from the water, they come in from many different ways, and it's not because we don't have a wall, right? The wall will solve some of the problem, but the wall is going to be targeting a different deal. I think not the drugs. That's I don't know. It's like I said, the drugs come in right under our noses. Yeah, um, them pockets that could be helping him out again to get his wall that he wants. Well, I'm like I said, I don't hate Donald Trump. I mean, I don't agree with everything he does. I don't think that anybody agrees with every little thing he does. Um, I mean, I don't think that I definitely don't agree that the wall is going to keep the drugs out. That's um, I think that's an opinion that a lot of people will agree upon. Um, but bottom line is now the problem is where it's at now. Government shut down, and there's about to be a lot of mouths that uh, will be going without food if it's not resolved. If something's not came to an agreement somewhere. That's the yeah. And like I said, the crime rate will go up. There's no way that it wouldn't, because instinct to take care of your family, to take care of your kids, to take care of your loved ones. You will do whatever you got to do at the end of the day to make sure you're keeping your family alive, safe, fed. I mean, that's why men go to work and women go to work, to take care of their family. They do what they got to do. Yeah, I don't know, Chevy. Yeah, poisonous stuff. Yeah, poisonous. Yeah, because they don't want to, you know. Surely nobody falls for that one, right? Goodness. Yeah, I think that that let's face it, there are a lot of good police officials. There's a lot of good detectives, a lot of good lawyers, a lot of good judges. But let's go to reality for a minute. There's also a lot of corrupt judges and cops and lawyers. Oh yeah. Hey Shauna, have a good night, dear. We will talk to you at another time. I hope you are doing okay and sleep well and all that good stuff. I appreciate you dropping in, sharing your opinion on what your take is on all this. And it's nice that we can all sit here and talk about it without anybody, throwing daggers at each other. Because I mean, obviously, well, we pretty much kind of see eye to eye on this, anyways. But I'm sure there's always going to be opinions where people just, especially when you get in politics, man, it is such a rough ride to get on that conversation because, man, I'm I'm impressed. We're all getting along on such a touchy topic. It's maybe that's because we all see the same views on this. I guess the Warriors, that are all for how things are going. They're not in here right now, so man. So either way, I really hope that uh, I hope that strength can really be shown out of this, and people can really step up and help each other out. There's a lot of different businesses and organizations across the United States that I think will need to step in and participate on helping these families that might need the help while going through this rough situation. I definitely think that's going to be something that's going to need to be done. Um, there's going to be need help coming from organizations and stuff that have the money to help to to help feed these families. That's just my opinion, but this definitely show the strength of our people. Hey, I appreciate that, Carrie. I try to be, no matter what situation that I see, I always try to find a positive out of it somewhere because I feel like it takes the tension off. It takes the pain away a little bit and kind of adds a little bit of sunshine to the dark atmosphere or situation, however you want to word it. I don't have my thinking cap on tonight, so I'm just I don't know. It's unfortunate, but yeah, thank you, Carrie. I appreciate that. No, I think all of you's had very good uh opinions on this. Jag Girl and Carrie and Chevy and Shauna and all of you. I believe ultimately at the end of the day, the wall will end up getting done. Um, this is all part of the plan. It We'll see though. You never know. This could go on for months. You never know. We'll see what happens. Um, all we can do is try and stay positive, and when we see others that might be going through a rough time because of this, just try to step up and support them in whatever way you can. Just being supportive to somebody that's going through a hard time makes such a big difference. So if you guys witness anybody having a hard time, later on, just do what you can to show them that you're there and that you'll do what you can to help them. Um, Sorry, looking at chat again, guys. What is it, Joe? But yeah, I just wanted to get your guys's. Sorry, I was reviewing the chat. I just wanted to get your guys' thoughts about it. I always like seeing other people's opinions about things like this. It's sometimes it's interesting to see different ideas come across and opinions on how things could be done differently. And here we are. We're no one of any great power, and we always at one point or another have really good ideas how a situation could be resolved, but yet those with such great power don't come up with this. Like, what the hell? We know if we can think it and if we can come up with a great idea, they sure to hell can come up with a better idea than what the heck this is now. That's just the way I see it. Yeah, speaking of just different situations, I also think that y'all know how the whole situation with North Korea has pipered down, right? Everybody knows about that at least a little. Um, that's all I'm going to say on that topic. But this is what I think. I think more is going to happen later on. I think that's just a way for uh, them to shut us up and get our eye off the ball to where we're not paying attention, or at least they think we're not. I don't know, but I don't know that situation also. I was kind of like, eh. But anyway, I'll save that for another time because that's a totally different topic for sure. But I definitely don't think that that's over. It's unfortunate because Chevy, with what you said, there is such a high number of wealthy people that they don't believe in helping people beneath them. If you, as the saying goes, keeping up with the Joneses, if you don't have that same lifestyle and the same wealthiness and yada, 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 they ain't going to help you. They're going to turn their head like they don't even see you. It's like walking by and seeing some person beat the crap out of another person and you see it, but because you're better than them. You're just going to keep on walking by and do nothing about it, right? It's kind of a silly example, but it's sad that it's got to be that way. You know, someone could give me all the money in the world, and I can guarantee you I would not change who I am and what I do and what I believe. My kindness would definitely be shown even more, but I definitely wouldn't be one of those that turn my head and watch other people suffer. But yeah, I appreciate you guys dropping in tonight, sharing your opinions about this. I actually have a uh, well, those of you that follow me on Twitter and that follow through Facebook, you'll see another link being put up here a little bit later. If you guys get into the whole personal wealth and goal setting and all that, I've actually got a recording that I got to do and get put out there. So if you get into that kind of thing, check it out. I also put a link down below. Well, it's a link for another website. It's another website that I run. Um, but you can check out the main website if you want. Just take off that last word on the link down there, 2asw.com. Don't click on the link because it's going to take you to a course. But you can go to the main page and you can find our blog and stuff like that. Because you guys, well, most of you know who I am, and you know I'm about helping people, and that's pretty much what's going on over there. It's all about motivation and good self-esteem and personal wealth and all that stuff. So feel free to check it out sometime. Um, or just go check out the Facebook page. You'll see stuff go through there. Because I usually try to put it through the lounge, even though um, it's not really the lounge, where I'm doing that, but I like to share it as many places as I can. But anyway, I got some good topics and we'll be talking about. So hopefully you follow me on Twitter or something so you can listen to that stuff because it's pretty good stuff. I've been getting some really good feedback on it. I actually been talking to a guy that does video editing. I'm trying to see seeing if he still wants to do some editing for that over there. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, hopefully, guys, let's just keep our fingers crossed. Let's hope that this doesn't continue on for too much longer. Let's hope that all these people can get back up to their age and stop acting so daggone immature over getting something done. I mean, come on. It's called be a professional. Don't do that. That's so unprofessional, I think. But it's just my opinion, right? So I appreciate all you coming over. Feel free to message me on Facebook or Twitter if you ever want to chat. If you ever need anything, just know that I'm always here. And remember, Sunday night, it should be at 8 o'clock p.m. I'm going to try to get all my work done before then so I can have a nice show for the raising awareness for bullying. Guys, we are so close to 1,000 subscribers, so I just ask that you guys continue to share and help get the name out there. It's a slow ride, I know that, but it's going to be awesome once we do get there. I've got a surprise for you guys when we do reach 1,000. somebody's going to be a lucky person out there. It's going to get some cold earned cash, or however you say it. When we get to 1,000, I'm going to be doing a drawing for somebody, and I'm going to, somebody's going to really have a good night when that happens. But anyways, I'm going to get out of here for now. I love every one of you. I love my country. I'm not happy with the way that the country is right now, but I'm definitely I'm definitely a proud American. Proud of my of where I am and who I am. Not proud of how it's being ran right now, obviously, but maybe that'll change. I love every one of you. Thank you, Jag Girl. Thank you, Carrie. Thank you, Chevy, Shauna. Anyone else that might have been in here and I didn't see your name or whatever. I appreciate every one of you. I love every one of you. Seeing your guys' faces in here, showing your support. It means a lot to me. It really does. So I will talk to you guys later on. Y'all have a good night. And I'll be back, soon. So have a good night.